Man, if this headache doesn't subside, I'm gonna throw myself from the roof already. Good sandwich, though. What to do? What to do? Oh, golly, and now I'm talking to myself again. A week's worth of isolation like this is almost as bad as being at school. And now I want another sandwich, too. Okay, we've got cheese. Yep. Let's put on the lettuce. Gonna slice up the tomato. Gotcha. And let's add just a bit of mayonnaise to the top. That is what I call an impressive sandwich. When did it get so cold in here? Maybe the heating's busted. Screw this. Might as well find a different place to eat. It's too cold in here. Okay, library. My room? Nah. Wait, there's some comfortable chairs up in the second floor of the western wing, right? Jeez, it's been ages since anybody's been up here. Bit dusty, really. These used to be guest rooms, I think. How about... Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fit through those boxes. Also a couple boxes. Bit dusty too, but this room is in way better condition. Even an old baseball in the wait. How the hell did that get in here? That's Dad's old autographed Ted Williams baseball. Haven't done this in ages. Honestly, I could keep score at this point. That sounded different. That distinctly sounds hollow. What the hell? Is there a handle or a switch somewhere here? There shouldn't be anything back there, but... The lamp... Nope. the drawers? Nah. Behind these boxes? In detective stories, there's always a hidden button somewhere. Maybe the grandfather clock? Should I wind it? Or... And the pendulum goes left. And now it's right. And now... I'm just wasting my time. Okay, now I'm officially weirded out. This house is plenty old and ancestral, but did my parents even know this was here? Small room with... That's a creepy old mirror. Golly.
The Eastmouth podcast is written, directed, and narrated by DC Tullis. Based on the world created by DC and JD Tullis.
Caleb really got screwed this time.
A month grounded! What a bummer.
Well, he did scare that Thimbleton guy pretty badly.
It was my idea, but his mother really didn't seem to care.
You're lucky your own mom didn't crack down on you.
I don't think she would. She's not... Never mind.
So, the library. Do you really think that copying all the early information from the death book is gonna help?
Maybe. Maybe not. We managed to figure out 2 of the coordinates from Kent's notebook. I think we're off to a pretty groovy start.
Washington, Louisiana, and the depths of the Arlington. I wish Obediah was here. He's good at solving puzzles.
Please. The last thing we want to do is draw more attention to him after that threatening letter was left outside the station.
You did tell him about that, right?
He's sick. He just needs to rest up right now.
I'm not sure if leaving him in the dark is smart. We need his brain right now.
I wonder how he does it. You know, how he... or I guess in general, how mysteries are solved.
How do you figure?
I mean, dude, the detectives on TV always just wrap up a mystery in an episode.
Yeah, I think I get where you're going.
Like, this Kent guy has been trying to puzzle out the town's history and figure out how to access what's beneath the sewers for at least 5 years. But even then, he hasn't figured out that much.
I think we've got to keep trying. Got to keep hoping that Eastmouth, as a mystery, can be solved. That it's not just a black hole 300 years of buried secrets in isolation.
What do you mean by that? Like, about Eastmouth itself?
I'm not sure you'd get it, since you've always lived here.
Try me.
Never mind. Okay, it was a stupid thought.
Oh, come on. I mean, yeah, of course, Eastmouth is isolated, but I don't think you meant just that. Lay it on me.
Look, I don't mean to make this depressing, but, well, Eastmouth just has this aura about it. Dying people, bringing their children into age-old traditions that they don't even realize outsiders don't share. Beyond that weird exodus in the 20s, people don't seem to really leave here.
Huh. Never thought about it like that. I mean, I want to leave after all. Become a veterinarian somewhere else. Still, I've wanted to ask you this for a while, but you always seem so distant. Why did your family move here? Really? There's got to have been plenty of better options.
I'm not sure I'm really comfortable.
Come on, please. We're friends.
I don't want to. And it's kind of silly, really.
Please.
Fine. Because it's you, I guess. My dad used to work construction. He was always very clean cut, gave me a lot of shit as a kid, and then as I got older, he started to ignore me completely. My mother doted on me in response. It was weird. It's not like I can really explain it, but I wanted his attention to prove myself to him, so I started getting into fights.
That's usually not the right way, but I get where you were coming from.
It just started a trend of him distancing himself further. I was the disappointment child, but as work dried up, my mom kept convincing him to move so that I could get fresh starts. We ended up in Florida. Career change, and he was a fisherman. Then one of my brothers got into an accident, and I fell into books. Weird ones. Anyway, they moved as far away from there as they could. And then I was here.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
It's fine. Look, the library's right up there. Come on, let's not focus on the recent past. The buried past is far more interesting anyway.
This isn't on the floor plans. What the hell is going on here? Brick walls, a tall window I always thought was part of the attic, and a mirror, but nothing else. That mirror has to have a purpose. Was my dad scared I'd break it or something? I mean, it's got to have been older than him. Redwood, I think. Dusty as all hell, too. Wait, is that that's the Eastmouth symbol. What the hell? Gee, Obediah, you're already crazy enough to start talking to yourself, and now you've found a creepy mirror in a secret room. They'll throw me in Tharkum if I'm not careful. Ow, what the? Loose brick in a secret room. $5 says there's something behind it. You have got to be kidding me.
We've got a note, some pictures, and a locket?
Well, this is getting closer and closer to an Agatha Christie novel.
Dear Johnson. Wait, Charles Johnson, the suicide? I've gone off on another expedition. I may not return. Politics of the broadest scope have sown the seeds of downfall. Though these seem that they may take a very long time to fully unfurl. If I do not return, keep my wife and son safe. Lead the remnants of the Watchers into a new era. And finally, be wary of Kent. Though he may have heritage of this order, his return has brought many questions. One of which is his intentions. Afterthought. If the worst happens and one of my relatives without knowledge finds this, take the locket and attempt to solve it. You will find answers in the library. If you know more, remember the Black Bears and their performance. God bless you.
What the fuck? This has to be fake, right? My dad was a Watcher? He knew about Kent? Nobody told me anything. Do I fit into that afterthought? This is all too much. But these pictures, what are they about? There's Dad in most of them, but what are the weird science fiction outfits of some of the others? Did Dad work on a television show at some point? I really hope this wasn't some kind of sex thing. And then there's the locket with the symbol of Eastmouth on it. There's an 8-digit code lock on the back. Just what the hell is going on?
I'm glad we didn't have to deal with Farnsworth again. He would have asked all sorts of awkward questions.
Perks of good timing and a well-taken-care-of library card.
Something like that, I guess. There's the same table as last time.
Do you remember anything else standing out? Because if it's not obvious, it might take a long time to figure it out.
We've got all the time in the world. For now, let's just start flipping through the deaths and cataloging all the information.
Yeah, hopefully we find something. Anyway, here's a translated version of Kent's notebook. We'll put anything we learn in there and try to connect the dots.
Groovy! Looks like we've got some work to do. that we've copied everything important over. Anything new stand out?
Not really. There's plenty of information, but nothing that really connects to all these dates. In the translation, there's talk about some kind of laboratory, some half-translated notes about dead Eastmouth members and where they're buried, maps of Eastmouth, a list of failed coordinates and number combinations, and a whole host of weird notes that have been lost in translation. I mean, it's a lot, but most of it doesn't seem very useful in figuring out the last coordinate or the code lock for that Minerva door in the sewers.
Lost in translation, you say?
Well, we only have what we recovered from the town hall. There's stuff about the Fae.
Fae?
Old English term for fairies. The idea can be traced back a long time, but they really found a place in Arthurian legends.
Like the King Arthur kind of Arthurian legends.
Pretty much. There's nothing I can understand that really has any relation to Eastmouth.
Looks like Ken's mixed his notes with his crappy original fiction.
Without the other half of the translator, I can't be sure, but that's what it seems like so far.
Golly. I figured with Ken's notebook and the dates, there at least might be something new we could connect.
You know, I don't think this was Kent's notebook, actually. I mean, I stole it from that Burr guy. Maybe Kent was hiding stuff from him.
Or maybe Kent just knows even less than we thought he did.
It's possible. I think there's a reason that no one knows or cares about this stuff. It's well hidden.
I refuse to give up. We've come so far, and I want to know what is worth all this shady bullshit.
It might be worth flipping through the death book again, cover to cover.
Right on. Let's get to it. Here we've got Laura Deering again.
There's that bastard Veach.
I thought it would be Viked.
Nope, I looked it up later.
Anyways, then there's the long row of names that are too late to be useful. Wait, was that there before?
Was what there before? No, that freshly stenciled in crossword puzzle was not there before.
Remember how that strange guy dropped the package off at the station? And then Caleb said that there was a suspicious car watching the town hall?
Yeah. Wait, you don't think that someone is trying to leave us clues?
Maybe it's my imagination, but come on, dude. This is weird. If, and that's a big if, I'm right, they figured someone might get desperate and come back to look at this book.
It's definitely not the worst idea. I mean, if I was him, I'd probably leave a clue somewhere we'd looked too.
Exactly.
Fine. Well, let's give it a look. But I have to say that I don't like the idea of being strung along by some old weirdo on a goose chase.
Okay. Here goes. U.
C-H? Also no.
R-E-B-A-R-I-T-H? No.
I think we should just carry on in silence. You're distracting me.
Oh, really? Actually, I think you're distracting me. Okay, so...
Wait.
Huh?
T-O-W-N-H-A...
You're kidding me.
L-W-A-T-E-R.
Town hall water? Is the crossword telling us to inspect the drinking fountain?
Maybe?
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
There's gotta be a clue to it, though, doesn't there?
Unless it's just a trap.
Maybe, but what if it isn't? Really, what reason would someone have to make a crossword in the back of this book for the sole purpose of luring us into a trap?
Oh, they really, really hate us?
Sure.
Just fab. What do you recommend we do? Look at all the water sources? Check the bathrooms?
If we have to. I'm gonna flip through once more. I don't want to miss anything. Nope, it's just the same names and dates, nothing else new.
I don't understand Sherlock or Nancy Drew. They always make it look so easy.
You read detective stories.
Gee, what a great question, Watson.
I didn't mean it like that, so don't flip your wig. But to answer your question, I think they also go off of instinct. Think about what Kent's done. He probably would have tried it.
I guess. Screw it. It's part of the adventure, and it's not like we have anything better right now. But I swear, if this is a trap, I'm stealing all of your books.
You wouldn't.
Uh-oh, but I would.
I feel like I've already read anything related to baseball and my dad. He was probably talking about a specific game, but how is that even a clue? I don't even know how he used to think. Ah, yes, History of American Baseball, Volume 12. Well, you finally have the answer to 2 hours of useless searching. I've already tried over 20 combinations, and now my head feels even worse than before. Start in the library. Thanks, Dad. It's 2 stories and jam-packed. Even with baseball as a focus, where the hell do you begin? You loved it so much that there's hundreds of books on it. Why couldn't have you been there to guide me? All I've got left of you is this house, your clothes, and that stupid desk. Maybe there's nothing here. I know you can't hear me, Dad, but Mom never remodeled the library. The stained glass window, the stupid owl skeleton. Even now it's, well, just the way you'd liked it. We'd just sit here and talk. I'd be in this comfy leather chair. I had practically claimed it. And you'd... Baseball. Didn't you used to tell me stories about some famous 1950s game while I was sitting here? Baseball. I sat here. You sat at your desk, talking about a Black Bears game. Wait a minute. Hope I don't break this groovy old knife on your desk, Dad. How did I not think of this years ago? I guess I just listened too much to Mom's warnings. Don't disturb Dad's stuff. It's too valuable. You wouldn't like it. Way to manipulate a heartbroken kid. No more. What's in the damn desk? Guess the lock isn't the option here. Well then, let's pry it open. Come on. Yeah. Nothing but marbles, some bills, and one of your pipes. great. Next one. Nope, this one just has a revolver. Kind of cool. Bottom drawer's locked as well, go figure. This one is just empty. There's gotta be 1950? Golly, why is that carved? Please let there be something here. Hand meat drawer. In you go. And I don't feel anything. At least I don't think I... Ah! Shit, that's a nice little stab wound. What the hell even stabbed it? Dad, you sneaky little devil. That is a locking mechanism. Okay, let's grab the desk lamp and bring the middle drawer out again. Meadow Suite. A code lock. Really? Is everything in this damn town connected? If my memory serves, she died on May 14th, 1681. 05-14-81. False compartment. Nice one, Dad. I guess I'll be taking the gun too. Okay, here, let's pull this open and... 2 pieces of paper and a photo? I hardly see how this was worth the level of effort spent into hiding it, but also making it findable. Wait, this is the other part of the translation. Why does he have it? Was Dad a senior member? And this is good tidings to whoever reads this. I imagine it will be my wife, Elizabeth, my son, Obediah, or a remaining member of the Watchers. I do not expect to return from this expedition. I did not reveal that to Johnson, always the greatest friend and ally, for I could not bear the knowledge that he might follow me. Regardless, I will provide you with information that may help you in your current situation. There's many things about my lineage that are unknown to even the current Watchers. Our bloodline, among many experts and wealthy patrons with a singular vision, settled down here to keep an eye on the well. We were to protect it. There are many forces aware of its existence, and so Eastmouth was created as a watchtower of sorts. We befriended the Passamaquoddy people here, who had a similar purpose, and sought to prosper as a community, outwardly a fishing port, inwardly a fortress. Though that message depreciated over time, there are those you can still trust, especially my wife Elizabeth. I pray that she remains alive when this is finally read. Secondly, my son. He's stubborn, narcissistic, and occasionally arrogant, much as I am. But there is compassion and fervor in his heart, and wit within his mind that will help him use our wealth carefully. You always saw the best in people, Dad. I wonder if that's why you're gone.
Finally, be wary of the treasure, our laboratory, our connection between cultures. There are many traps that guard it. There are clues scattered around Eastmouth. You may wonder why there is such protection, and it is simple. We were aware of our potential demise, and yet we are selective. None shall enter the Order of the Watchers if they are not of sound wit and sounder moral character. That is all to say on that matter, but one thing must be communicated further. If my family still breathes, I urge you to inform them of the love I fear I failed to fully show them before this voyage. If I make it back, then this will all be of no use. But if my suspicions come to light, know that I cared for them more than they might ever know. Why, Dad? Why? What am I supposed to do, Dad? Just what the hell would you have done? What would you have done, Dad? What would you have done? Ugh! Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I've got work to do, and I am going to comb this entire library dry, even if it kills me. Sickness be damned.
Well, both of the bathrooms are entirely spotless. Nothing weird about the sinks or the toilets, except for the smell, maybe.
They probably didn't mean those. And aren't those constantly cleaned anyway? Unless there's a clue lodged in the pipes, then what's the point?
So, what? Are you saying this was pointless?
No, I'm saying that it might not be actual water that they were talking about. There's an old fish tank upstairs. They have some books about lakes up there, too. And we could always investigate the actual pipes in the basement, too.
We'll check the basement last. In the meantime, I'll make small talk with the receptionist in the main hall. That way, you can sneak off into the off-limits section upstairs.
Isn't he watching that?
That's the whole point of me talking to him. All you have to do is sneak around the rope, and then, when he's distracted, I'll go upstairs after you.
Fine.
First, though, let me splash myself with some sink water.
You've lost me.
Just trust me. Hey, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think one of the bathroom pipes has burst. It's starting to flood.
Really? I didn't hear anything.
You didn't? Just look at me. I'm soaked to the bone. Can't you see? Don't you care at all? Real groovy and professional you are.
I am so sorry, miss. Don't get hoarse now. I'll give it a look.
Sucker. I'm coming up.
Jeez. No. This is what I call dusty.
Well, you obviously haven't seen Obadiah's attic.
Whatever you say. I'll check the fish tank.
Far out. I'll be over here scanning the file cabinets and pulling open shelves. Nope. Nope. And that's nope. That's no too.
Nothing on the tank. I'll go check out the weird suits of armor and the paintings.
You do that. Also, no. There's too many books and documents that have reference to water here. Why'd they make it so vague?
They?
Oh, whoever made the crossword.
I think that was by intent.
It's just such a pain in the ass.
Well, anyway, just keep looking. It's not like we have a time limit. Dragons, towers, portraits, and Arlington.
What did you say?
This painting over here, it's a house on a beach. Bigger than your average house, for sure.
The depths of Arlington, right?
Yeah, but where's the water?
It's a beach, dumbass.
Might explain why Kent never put two and two together. A dusty old portrait of a beach house, right under his nose, too.
Who cares about the explanation? Flip it over and open it up.
Open it up. I'm already having flashbacks to last time.
Dear Lord. Give me your knife.
Anything?
Yeah, have a pad and a pen?
Wait. Yep, didn't want to miss out.
Okay, 42 degrees north, 6 minutes. That's latitude.
What about longitude?
87 degrees west, 57 minutes for longitude.
We got it. Holy hell, did we just beat Kent to the third coordinate?
I guess.
Shit, put it back up. What are you doing here, Douglas?
There's a council meeting tonight. I have every reason to be here, but I must ask what you're doing with that painting.
We were,
Save it. I see the knife. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't report you to Kent.
You wouldn't.
I could. Quite easily, in fact. You see, he's never liked the hall itself, especially how gloomy and dusty it is up here. But he'll be here tonight. Would you like me to inform him of you being here?
Don't do that, Douglas. A move like that isn't good for anyone.
And why is that?
I know he's got blackmail on you about your wife.
My wife?
Look, I don't believe it, but he's talked about sending Xavier after you if you don't get with his plan.
How do you... Please, excuse me.
Shit! We have to follow him, dude. We're all screwed otherwise. He might do something stupid.
Definitely.
Hey, wait! What were you two doing?
Where did he go?
Down there!
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Peachy, really. I just don't like being reminded of her.
I don't mean to be too pushy, but why?
What reason do I have to tell you lot?
Because we're your friends.
Friends, right?
We're serious. Would we have come to you about the body otherwise?
Keep your voices down. Look, I haven't had those for years, let alone young folks as friends. Christ, I've already become a sad old man.
We won't judge you. We don't even care if you explain. We just don't want you to tell Kent.
Well, I could... You're both... Ugh. This is utterly foolish of me, but I won't tell him if you listen to a brief story of mine.
Of course.
It's irrational that I'm even talking to you, but
Please.
about a decade ago, I was happily married in a town nearly an hour away. I'd cared about the ecosystem there too. I was also married. She was infertile, but that had never mattered to me. I'd loved her for her clumsiness, for the gap in her teeth, for her awkward laugh, for the way her eyes lit up after volunteering. It was just her and I. I was just playing around one evening with chemicals, attempting to create a plastic that was fully biodegradable. It was foolish and it didn't work. And in that foolishness, I grew overconfident, and with one stupid swipe managed to knock over. It shouldn't have, but I had fluorine that I had been attempting to carefully experiment with. I knew proper safety procedures, but one screw-up was enough and the whole damned house was on fire. After my initial shock, the fire was already racing. I twisted my ankle racing up from the basement, and then it didn't matter. My wife had been in a wheelchair for decades, and the fire had already spread across the house. As she tried to climb back into the wheelchair and unlock the door, everything began to collapse. The last thing I remember was the smell of burnt hair and the barking of our dog, the one thing I'd been able to rescue. I buried Roger 2 years ago.
I don't know what to say. I'm so sorry.
It should have been understood as an accident, but I wasn't well liked before. The police figured I'd been building an explosive device to make do on some of my threats. If I hadn't run, who knows what would have happened.
We found the coordinates to something that Kent is looking for.
Coordinates. I knew he was searching for something, but
It's a long story involving a mysterious benefactor who seems to know about what's going on.
if you really want to know, Kent has been after something in the sewers for years, and I do truly hope he fails.
Why? You've worked with him, haven't you?
At first, I did it because he claimed that he would help prevent any waste being dumped into the ocean and any endangered animals from being hunted in the forests around here. My only requirement was to give him my expertise if needed.
That doesn't sound like the Kent that we've seen.
Because it's not. He failed to reveal that he knew about my house fire and was ready to blackmail me on multiple fronts.
Jeez, I hate this guy more and more every day.
I resisted at first as a few dead animals arrived at my doorstep. However, like the coward I was, when I found Roger there, cold on my porch, I patrolled and helped him bribe and encourage a few people. It's not like I could go to the police, but Johnson, under his orders, Xavier took a human life. I can't anymore.
We're with you. Look, we can't tell you everything, but if you trust us, just realize we will have your back.
I'll need to think about it. I'm in my elderly years, and you're just teenagers. I'd be a real fool if I just...
We're not asking you to trust us. We're promising you that if you don't snitch on us, and if you work with us, we'll do all that we can to make sure that Eastmouth is protected, and that Kent doesn't get his way.
I'll need to think about it. If I do help you, how will I handle the situation if Kent becomes aware?
Let us handle that. We've got a few ideas.
You do?
Don't worry. You scratch our back, we scratch yours. Deal?
It's a promise.
Oh, hell. I need to think about it, but I'm tired of running away. I will not turn you in.
Excellent. With the final coordinates, I think we've finally entered into the next step. Soon, it'll be time to give Kent and his entourage a little taste of hell.